All right, all right. Yeah, you said blue flavor? All right, cool. Come here. I need to talk to you about something. You can stand up. I need to talk to you about something. Hey, I have an important question for you. Are you ready for it? I can't hear you.
Yes.
Can I borrow your TV? I need to make a YouTube video. That's okay with you? Okay. Is that the flavor you wanted?
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Hey, we'll be back after this intro. YouTube, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host TKK and we are back with another video. And I want to start off by saying that I did not bribe my daughter to borrow her TV. I bought them that box of Icy and 7:30 was the time to get it. So I made it happen a little bit earlier. However, me asking was authentic. This does belong to my daughter. My son actually has the C2. Both of these TVs I got a year ago. And I've had the S95B from Samsung in 55-inch 1 year and about 5 months. I believe I pretty much was like the first consumer grade review that was on YouTube with it. I was excited to get this thing, super early adopter. And at first I thought, you know, I wasn't going to do it. C2 last year was my thing. And, you know, I thought I was going to go after some other options, but I ended up checking this thing out. Was absolutely blown away by the color red, as it is my favorite color. And yeah, we just had some good times with this TV. And, you know, some of the things I did not like about the TV came more so by way of, you know, the community, right? I'm very critical to companies that have a reputation of success and innovation and financial backing and financial establishment. And Samsung, inarguably, number one when it comes down to TV manufacturers, when it comes down to finances and the integrity about pushing a brand, their brand, and just several models, right? And so this was an interesting TV technology because it was the first of its kind. I personally feel the A95K was the superior TV of last year when it came to these two, but this thing did a great job. And many people will argue that this TV is a GOAT. It's one of the greatest. I don't think it's, personally, for me, didn't do enough innovating to, you know, be that, but it's a damn strong TV and it's holding up pretty well. I'm actually glad I didn't have to clean any sticky marks. I just kind of buffed the front of the panel a little bit with a microfiber after putting some solution onto the microfiber, and it's held up pretty well. So this video, we're just going to take a look at some content and have some discussion about this before I, you know, compare this to my Hisense U7K, which I have off camera right here to the left. I figured I'd bring this thing back, and likewise, we're going to do the same with the C2. So the next video is probably going to be same thing with the C2, though I won't make it as dramatic. So let's get some content rolling on this thing in the next transition. All right, so S95B, by the way, we're hooking this up to the existing setup. All the content has been created in chronological order. So if you know where I just had the Hisense U7K, it's in the same spot, which is the same space where we have the S95C. We're just getting this thing connected, making sure the resolution is set to where we need it to be. This TV has the ability to do an unlocked or overclocked 144 hertz. Not something that I would recommend if, you know, you're pretty, you know, look adamant about having a purist experience with that, but it'll handle 4K in the 120 hertz refresh rate space like a charm. It can handle doing a lot of the ultra wide and other things like that. 100 hertz nice too, you know, if you're really into trying to get the max settings and depending on the kind of GPU you got. We've got a 3090 GPU in my living room PC, and that's the situation that we are running with right now. This TV does a great job of producing colors and handling brightness and high dynamic range and everything else. I might have to modify the ISO because sometimes the peak brightness on this panel is just, it's overwhelming for the camera. And my camera's not filming anything in high dynamic range. So, you know, we're just giving you some visuals as well as having some talking points about this particular panel. So as I sit here and I think about, you know, what I've experienced with this television in a year and 4 months time, has not been all that bad. As I said, this thing can radiate a level of brightness that is just unrivaled. It's just ridiculous. So much saturation potential, so much peak brightness potential. So of course, this is Starfield. This is some content I've been featuring recently on the channel. Again, this is the existing setup, but just looking back at this thing, it's pretty impressive. Navigating through Tizen, not too bad. I haven't been doing much menu configurations with my S95C to feel as if, you know, this thing feels awkwardly slow. But the TV, you know, it's got some ups and some downs. As I said, some of my issues were coming more so from the community than the actual panel itself. My initial impressions, man, just look at that black. Oh, woo. Let's get this thing started. All right, now I've got my TV set, or not my TV, my daughter's TV set on a warm 1. I like this base. Not as aggressive as the LG, which I do like the LG's warm base better than anything else. This is a pretty good option though, man. It looks pretty nice here.
Just like any other job. Go steady, go safe, go home with a pocket full of credits at the end of the day.
Yes, just beautiful. I'm gonna tell you, man, one thing I've been looking at these LED TVs, the Q7 and the UK7 over the last couple of days, nonstop. I mean, when I get into the bedroom at night, I got the A95K there. That's beautiful, but that's more so just kind of watching to go to sleep. You know, but viewing angles are something that I've been missing. So just getting back to the OLED, and I will take you guys on a tour, but man, listen, I am standing right over here right now and looking at this thing. It is the same as looking at it in the front. Absolutely ridiculous. So what makes this TV so remarkable? I mean, you know, this is the big question that a lot of people might want to know. You know, when you look at reviewers like myself, you know, who posted this last year, I made a lot of content about this TV. You look at the other content creators that have made content about this thing. You know, if you guys haven't been accustomed to seeing super bright QLED TVs, this thing will just sock you in the face, man. It's just remarkable. I mean, the level of color, volume, and saturation potential. I mean, go get that red. You know, it's the colors like that that just pop. Very radical. Absolutely crazy. See, yeah, man. Whew. That contrast, man. God, look at that brightness. Man, look at that brightness. It's just, the details are there. I mean, this is what makes this TV remarkable, you know? So if you're not familiar with seeing something that's super bright, that's got the color potential, it's gonna hit you, man. I'm telling you, it is going to hit you. Up until this TV, you know, we were familiar with seeing TVs as bright as the G1, as bright as the A90J, which was the king of the hill. You know, we get to see this TV. We see the G2 the same year. I mean, this thing doesn't come in as large sizing opportunities, but you know, the overall peak performance that it has with everything is just it's just crazy, man. You know, I just really can't begin to articulate anything else that's been like it. I refer to like some of my issues with the TV were more around the QC, you know, some bend in some panels, I think the OS could have it could have been reworked a little bit. I'm not the biggest fan of Tizen. And honestly, that doesn't hurt the TV too much, because if you invest in an external device, then, you know, you're great there. But the picture quality, I'm talking about just out of the box stuff, is just remarkable. It doesn't take much to dial settings to where you're gonna get a picture that's unlike anything that you've ever seen. I mean, just the shades of colors are just crazy. Yeah, so we're just gonna keep rolling this footage through this specific sequence, get to where it gets dark. All right, so as we walk down into this area, oh man, this looks pretty good. I can tell you guys that looks like my viewfinder might be clouding this a little bit more, but this looks great, man. You know, whew, here we go. There's that separation, that color, that contrast, being able to distinguish things. Yeah, you keep going. This thing is kicking at all angles. Kicking at all angles. Does it all, man. Does colors, deep blacks. Thing is beautiful, man.
Well, makes the paperwork easier. And we got
Damn, I ain't gonna even lie. This mud looking good. Even at 55 inch, you guys know I had the 77 in here. This might make it hard to finish reviewing that U7K. But the point of this was to bring this back into the fold, get some talking points on it. Because what I like to do is I like to bring this back to the channel to compare with these budget TVs. Now, TVs obviously aren't going to be able, good God almighty, look at that red. Whoo! That shit hitting. It's hitting, man. Dang. Something about red to me, man. Dog.
Does that anymore? Ain't the space we've already got complicated enough?
Man.
them, apparently. All right, Dusty. And
All right, stepping outside on this thing. We're gonna take a look at some viewing angles. Absolutely clean. I'm gonna take you guys off the tripod now, so brace yourselves. Just want to get you on the side. Hold it right there. See that thing from the side. Not playing tricks, is the same. Dang. OLED. Shit. One year, 4 months later. Go ahead and start your thing.
And everything went.
Look at that, man. Whew, guys, listen, man. I just wanted to bring this baby back to the channel. So if anybody sees the comparisons coming up soon, you have a little bit of backstory. You can definitely check out my content all last year, from unboxings to initial impressions to everything else. We're going to do the C2 probably tomorrow. Then we'll get some content going with these, talking about these versus the budget options. It's your boy TKK signing out. We'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace. God bless. And as I always say, max love.